Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Teresa. I have tried to film this video like 4-5 times already. It has been such a pain in the butt. Yesterday I was feeling super tired and I tried filming and was like, yeah, there's no way. I just could not get my thoughts to focus. And then today, earlier, I tried filming and I probably have about 20 clips of me trying to get through this video, but my dog was just non-stop energy and into everything. And it was like the second I turned on the camera, he's like, what are you doing, mom? I gotta get into all this stuff I'm not supposed to get into. He's almost 8 months old and he is so much full of energy and just, I don't know if anybody's ever had puppies, but they hit a stage they call like their teenage years where they just like forget everything they've ever learned and they're just like, I don't know anything anymore, I'm gonna be crazy. And I'm just like, oh gosh, please outgrow this sooner than later. Anyways, I love him, but my word, sometimes that dog just, he's much. He's a lot. He's a German Shepherd and just, oof, let me tell you. Okay, so this is my January wrap up. I read 5 books in the month of January. Not a whole lot for my normal, but it was kind of not the best month, dealing with a lot of health problems. If you watch my previous video, which I will link above, I kind of explain everything that's been going on with me lately and why I haven't been very active on this channel. But I'm trying to fix that, guys. I really am. As far as January goes, all but one of the books that I read were audiobooks, and the one book that I read that was a physical book was a library book. So I don't have a physical copy to show you. I will just be popping a picture up on the screen, and hopefully that's good enough. The first book I read in 2022 was The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. Now, this one is book 3 in the Mistborn trilogy, and I read the first 2. I read Final Empire, which is the first book, was actually the first book I read in 2021. And I was hoping to read all 3 books in the year, but I checked them out from my library and it was on hold. The audiobook was on hold for forever and I wasn't able to get it in time, so it didn't come until January, so I just started reading it in January and I gave it a 4.5 star. I really enjoyed the way this book ended. I thought that everything was wrapped up nicely. I didn't really have any questions afterwards or felt any like lingering unanswered thoughts, I guess. Questions, yeah, same thing, right? If you all don't know what this is about, I'm gonna like jump in here and say something really quick before I continue with reading these books. My brain is foggy. Like, I have been dealing with some massive fatigue and some massive brain fog lately, so I'm not able to really, I'm having difficulty finding the words that I'm trying to say, and I might be a little bit rambly, I might be a little bit jumbled up, so I'm going to do my best in editing to kind of help fix that, but just be aware that I'm having some issues right now, so I'm not really going to be going into depth about what these books are, and I'm still trying to learn like how to properly review a book without like going into way too much detail, because I feel like I always go into too much detail and that's like not needed. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about each book that I'm reading and my like a couple of my thoughts and move on, because like I said, I'm really struggling lately. If you watch my previous video, like I talked about how I have chronic fatigue syndrome, and lately has been really bad, especially for the brain fog and the brain tiredness. So just so you know, continuing forward in this video, if I'm a little bit kind of off the wall, that's why. And with that said, if you want to know what Mistborn's about and you don't know already, there's a million channels that you can find. I'm not going to go into it right now because I need to get through this video, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but my brain can't comprehend that right now. So definitely just type it into YouTube, like Mistborn, and a bazillion videos will come up. So this was book 3, the series. Like I said, I really enjoyed how it ended. I felt like all the storylines were wrapped up nicely. I gotta say, there was a part in this book that I was like cringing hard, and that was when you find out how the Koloths are made or came to be, and it was just like, If you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. And so yeah, that was interesting. But the way that it wrapped up, how the hero was emerged and finished everything, and the storyline, the story arc for the hero and all of the other characters around, I really liked it. I thought it ended so nicely. Wasn't quite a 5-star for me, but overall I think the series, I don't think any of the books in this series were 5 stars, but I would say the series is a solid 4 stars for me. It was a really good series. After that, I have a kind of a fun one. This is either a middle grade or YA. I think it's labeled YA, but it reads young YA. And this is Alana, the First Adventure by Tamra Pierce. So I've never heard about this series before. I don't know if it was popular when it came out. I have no idea. Came out in 2006. So yeah, I was a sophomore, or no, I was a junior in high school. So I wasn't really reading these type of books back then. So I don't know if maybe some of the younger generation, this was like a big series for them. Maybe not. I don't know. It could just be an obscure thing. But I found it anyways, nonetheless, at my library and was like, yeah, it looks interesting. So this is what I'm just going to read off the synopsis to you and kind of give you a little bit of information about it. Becoming a legend is not easy. As young Alana of Trebond discovers when she disguises herself as a boy and begins training to be a knight. Alana's skills and stubbornness help her befriend Prince Jonathan and alienate his evil uncle, Duke Roger. Filled with swords and sorcery, adventures and intrigue, good and evil, this book is a rousing introduction to the instantly satisfying story of Alana. And yeah, like it says, this girl basically trades places with her twin brother because he wants to be a sorcerer. He doesn't want to be a knight, and she doesn't want to learn how to be a lady. She wants to learn how to be a knight. So they have to, like, she disguises herself, they trade places. He goes off to the school that she was supposed to go to, which teaches ladies, or women, young girls how to be ladies and men how to be sorcerers. And she goes off to, in his place, to learn how to be a knight. And so this whole time she's having to deal with trying to hide her identity of who she is, that she's a girl, and kind of prove to everybody else and to herself that she's just as capable and just as strong as the boys, even though she's not a boy. I really like this book. It's a 3-star for me, so nothing spectacular, but nothing awful either. I really like the character of Alana. She kind of reminds me a lot of me when I was a kid. Grew up with a lot of brothers, and it was very much like, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean like I can't hang out with the guys and like do all the things the guys can do, and like always having to like prove myself that like just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I'm not capable, you know. And I really felt myself in this character a lot. I really enjoyed kind of the banter that she has with the other characters, those who are kind of helping her out, knowing that she is a girl, and those who have no idea, because if they found out, she'd be kicked out and she wouldn't become a knight like she wants to. And it does deal with like sorcery and magic and friendships and kind of the entangledness of life as a kid, you know, growing up and trying to figure out who you are. And I really liked it. I thought it was really cute, and I'm definitely going to be continuing the series. After that, I have my first 5-star read of the year, and that is Local Woman Missing by Mary Kabika. This book is a thriller, kind of, I don't know if it would be considered domestic thriller, maybe, but it had me on the edge of my seat, trying to figure out what is happening. There were a few times that like I kind of figured out a couple things. I mean, the author, it was kind of like they allowed you to figure out some of the storyline, but it did not ruin the twist at the end. It wasn't like I guessed everything. I was able to figure out a couple things, but it was definitely like the author was very much leading you to be able to guess. But yeah, at the very end, even though you kind of like through the clues figure out the whodunit, it still was the figuring out of the why and the motivations and what happens now kind of situation. And it was really good. It definitely tricked me and got me being like, what in the heck is happening here? Like, wow. So this is about it's a town where a woman was basically went missing, and then a few days later, or like a week or two afterwards, this mom and her 6-year-old daughter also go missing. And then so you fast forward now to 11 years later, and the daughter mysteriously appears again, but the mom's not there, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what happened? Where have you been for 11 years? How did you show up now? Like, what is all this stuff? And it's told from multiple POVs, it's told from multiple timelines. You get a lot of different people's stories and opinions on how, like, what happened during this time, what they think of now that the girl is back. And you kind of flash back and forth to before she went missing, like the initial search for her, like when her and her mom went missing initially, and then kind of forward to now and dealing with, okay, now that she's back after 11 years, how do we function? How do we deal with this? How do we move forward? And kind of her thoughts, her brother's thoughts, the neighbors, what they're thinking. I thought it was really good, and the author did a really good job about, like, you have all these different point of views and these timelines that constantly are flipping back and forth, but I never felt confused. I was always able to tell who was who, what timeline was what. I did also read the audiobook. The narrator was really good about, like, the voices and stuff, so that definitely helped for sure. Yeah, I really liked it. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of thrillers. I've never read anything by this author. I don't know if that's her debut book or not, but I'm definitely going to be looking into other books that she's written because I thought it was very, very well done. Now, the one physical book that I did end up reading is Starfire, and this is book 1 of The Guardian Herd. This is by Jennifer Lynn Alvarez, maybe. Sorry, I'm bad with names. And this book is like a children's chapter book, really. This one, it was just a cute little book that I saw, and I was like, why not? Just pick it up. Quick, easy read. It's a children's chapter book. I don't even think it might be considered middle grade. Maybe. I don't really know where the line is between, like, children's fiction, like chapter books, and middle grade. I don't really know, like, what distinguishes it. But anyways, it was cute. So I'll just read a little bit about it here. It says, once every 100 years, a black foal is born, prophesied to either unite or destroy the 5 herds of flying horses that live in the land of Anuk. He is fated to become the most powerful Pegasus in all of Anuk. Star is this black foal. Even though Star has malformed wings that make him unable to fly, the leaders of each herd will take no risks and want to execute Star before his first birthday. With the help of his friends, Star must escape the clutches of the powerful leaders, and his epic journey of self-discovery turn into a battle between good and evil that will keep readers engagingly turning the pages. So it's an animal. It's Pegasus. It's Pegasuses. And I love that stuff when I was a kid. Like, if I would have read this when I was a kid, I probably would have gobbled up this series. It was really cute. It was a 3-star read. Nothing spectacular. But yeah, it's basically about this foal trying to survive. And he can't fly, and he doesn't know why. And he has wings, but they don't work. And so it's kind of a self-discovery journey of, like, him learning about himself. His mom died at birth. And so he's, like, all alone in this world. He was adopted by one of the herd's lead mares, but the head stallion wants to execute him because he's afraid that he's going to bring ruin to all of the herds. And I don't know, it was really good. I think, like I said, I definitely would have enjoyed this much, much more if I read it when I was a kid. But it was a cute book. I probably will continue with this series just because, like, why not? And it was a physical copy from the library. I'm trying to get into physical books again, which I will talk about in my goals video. So yeah, just trying to kind of get back into reading physically, and this was the easy way to do it because it was a quick, easy children's book. Super fun. If you have kids that really are into horses or animals or anything like that, I would definitely recommend this one. And the last book that I happened to read in January is Fable by Adrienne Young. So this was another book I only rated 3 stars. It was okay. It's basically about pirates It's about this young girl whose mother was killed at sea at a storm, and she is the daughter of like a trader, like trader of goods, that kind of trader. But he is like this very well-known pirate, very feared pirate. And he basically, after her mother dies, he drops off on this island and was like, good luck, fend for yourself. If you can ever reach me again, then like, I know you made it, kind of thing. And so she has to basically survive and try and find her way, make her, like, find money to make her passage off this island and to find her father again, as she wants to prove to him that she is capable and work underneath him as like kind of like his right-hand man kind of girl. So yeah, I don't read a lot of pirate stories, so I don't know if this is, are there a lot of YA pirate stories out there? Like, I don't even know if there are, but it was just okay. I was not really invested in the characters too much. I had started reading it back in 2021 and soft DNF'd it for whatever reason. Picked it up again, but I had to restart from the beginning. I was only a couple chapters in anyways. But I had to restart from the beginning because I was like, yeah, there is no way that I even remember anything that happened in this book. So not very memorable. Yeah, it was more adventure and like journey than it was pirates and fighting and the kind of thing that I would think would be like swashbuckling, you know, that kind of piratey stuff. So I don't know if it's just not for me. I've heard a lot of people have had pretty much average views on this book. Like, I haven't heard a whole lot of people say, like, talk about how good it is, but it's not been like badly received either. So I think it's kind of just an average run-of-the-mill YA fantasy. So that's it, I guess. And that's it, guys. That's all I read in the month of January. I am hopefully getting some more videos up really, really soon. I'm trying to manage my health and my puppy and making videos, and it's like trying to find a time when I'm feeling well and my dog is behaving, and it's like, it's very hard. So just stick with me if you would. I really am trying to get videos out for you guys. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. If you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be, I know this is late. It's almost, actually, as I'm filming this, it is February 28th. March 1st is tomorrow, and I'm just doing my January wrap up. But hey, I'm trying to catch up. I'm hopefully will be having a good chunk of videos coming out soon, and then I can get more on like a steady schedule of once a week or so. Yeah, if you enjoy hearing what I have to say, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye, guys!